you ever get one of those days that is going pretty well, quite enjoyable in fact, and then you dealt a crushing blow. Today's just such a day. As good and as magnificent a place as the Sherwood Forest NNR is, I don't know why acts of mindless management, I'd call it vandalism, needless vandalism, still occurs. I've had quite a nice walk around for this last hour, and then I come down onto what we call the bottom path to find that another sallow has gone. I've heard that we've just lost 2 more sallows in the Sherwood Forest Country Park area in the last few weeks. And then I arrive here to find this sallow felled, cut down, coppiced, whatever, and there's another one across the path which has gone the same way. Both were for potential, might even have been used by purple emperors as an egg laying site. May have to come around here again and go through this brash which has been cut down. It's the only thing that's been cut down, these 2, although I have a feeling that if I go up the path that's to my right and to your left, I may well find some more goat sallows which have been cut. They know not to cut goat sallows down, and it's not just because of the purple emperor butterfly, it's because of the nectar source that goat sallows provide to a whole host of invertebrates come the spring. That's now gone. Another thing that is fast disappearing, if not gone altogether now, is my desire to record in the Sherwood Forest area when mindless acts like this are done. This is the other goat sallow which is gone. It's a goat sallow which was probably just in excess of 20 feet high and situated perfectly for purple emperor females to egg lay. That's gone now for at least 4 or 5 years, but then they will cut them down again. I can't see them. Why they're doing this? Unless it's to halo, but they should know by now not to cut down goat sallow, and there's no need for it. It's disgusting and it's disgraceful. Well, I know now why those 2 sallows have copped for it at the bottom of this small ride. This ride has been opened up a little bit, but they know not to cut sallow down. And yet, aside from the 2 at the bottom that's been cut down, 2 here have gone. One just further up here that you can see is gone. Lower branches of another one further up have also gone, and I know that if I walk another 100 meters that way, I'm pretty sure we're going to see more sallow devastation. I told you, another sallow gone, another sallow, which, well, I really ought to come round and look for purple emperor larvae on it, rescue them. It appears that they've gone up here and took out every single sallow. There's another one which I can already see from here, which has been completely taken out. I was right. Another one has been completely taken out. There's a whole range of sallows within this small section of narrow forest track. I've actually missed one. They've taken one out completely and I've walked past it and not realised. But all the sallows are now gone. Potential egg laying sites, potential nectar bearing sites for a range of early flying insects. Hymenoptera, lots of early flying sort of solitary bees and wasps. Early flying moths. Everything, butterflies coming out of hibernation. Goat sallow is vital, especially in a site such as Sherwood Forest here, which is flower poor. It's a terrible place for nectar. There's very little of a nectar source here. We don't have flower-rich rides here. We don't have much at all. It's just odd flowers, odd patches of flowers. And goat sallow like this, it's completely been taken out. The insects that are overwintering at the moment and that rely on that goat sallow are going to struggle. Well, this is something of a rare commodity in this part of Sherwood Forest. Within the space of an hour or a couple of hours, every single sallow on this stretch, apart from this one, which hasn't totally escaped the saw, has gone. Two at the bottom there, one just at the side of this tree where I am, and three further up there. You can still see all the sallows, all the tops of those sallows, because they've been pushed into the vegetation at the side. How many purple emperor larvae are on them, we have no idea. And unless myself, Nick and Samantha Brownlee deem it worthwhile enough to go and search through what's been cut off, we never will know. It's just it's so maddening. It makes you so angry that they know not to cut down sallows and yet they just blindly come along. It's obviously a work party that's done it, but it's about time these work parties were told what to take down and what not to take down. But there again, I sometimes have to wonder, do they know what they're actually cutting down? A couple of years ago, I had to inform somebody who was working for a local conservation society, shall we say, or organisation. I had to show them what a goat sallow was and point it out physically. Don't cut this tree down. They didn't. Took a photo of it so that they could remember it, and it didn't get taken down. But if you can't identify what you're cutting down, you shouldn't be cutting anything down in my book. Especially when it's something so important, and people have questioned, why did you take those purple emperor larvae into captivity? Well, this is the perfect reason why. Because you can come into Sherwood Forest, any part of Sherwood Forest one day, the trees will be there, you can come in the following week, gone, cut down, all at the side. Conservation doesn't work in Sherwood Forest. I've yet to see any inclination that conservation aimed at anything else other than saproxylic inverts actually works. Are they bothered about it? No, they're not. Quite simple as that. A couple of years ago, Forestry England and whoever, Butterfly Conservation, were asking if we knew of any purple emperor larvae. Some works were going to be done. Could we check the trees? And Nick and Samantha Brownlee or himself would check those trees. That sort of link has gone now. No one's bothered. You report something like this, you never hear anything back because nobody's bothered. The only people that are really bothered are people like myself, people like Nick and Samantha Brownlee and those other recorders that go out so diligently to record invertebrates on their local patch. They're the only ones that are really bothered. It's a big setback, this, for me as much as for the purple emperor butterfly. You get something rare, something wanted a few years ago, people would have killed for to have on the reserves, and for decades it never appears. And then it comes, and what do we do to help it? Nothing. Cut down its food supply for one thing. The trouble is with Sherwood, if it's not an oak, they don't want to know. That's all they can see here, oak, oak, oak. Sherwood Forest, like any woodland area in the UK, is more than just one tree. The fantastic oak. It's the other trees that make a woodland what it is. It's the silver birches, the ash trees, the mountain ash, everything else. The goat sallow. The goat sallow is such an important part because of its nectar source. But there's a huge range of moths that feed, or whose larvae feed on goat sallow. And just saying that, well, we've cut them down, it'll grow again, isn't the point. You would think that this has been such a famous forest, so well known for its insects and other invertebrates. It's so well known for it, you think there would be a really keen desire to protect what's here, but they're not really bothered knowing what's here. Dennis and myself, we compiled the only species list for the Sherwood Forest NNR back in 2006 or 8, I think it was, when we first started it, and maintained it for many years. No one else had bothered to do it. And I now query the fact that, well, have I wasted my time? I think regarding the authorities that so apparently manage this area, yes, we did waste our time, completely wasted our time. They weren't interested and remain uninterested to my mind. But to the wider public, to those that have an interest in insects and invertebrates, that I don't think we've wasted our time. Such a disappointment at the start of the year. If this was a brick wall, I'd bang my head against it. People wonder why I can't get on with conservation organisations, at least the ones that run this place.